First and foremost, let me speak about certain terms. So first of them is physical quantity. Physical quantity. We will write it as PQ, physical quantity. Yeah. So what by definition it means any quantity that can be measured. So you will have n number of example of physical quantities, almost all of the quantities that you learned in your lower classes. Intuitively, if I give you a string and ask you for its length, you will probably measure it and tell me the length, right? So length is one of the basic example of this. Length. You can even think of more examples, like if I ask you to weigh something, you will probably tell me its mass. So mass can be measured, so it's also a physical quantity. You can use watches and clocks to measure time as well, right? So this goes on. Okay, you can measure many lot of things, right? So all of those are a physical quantity. In your lower classes, you all might have even measured current using a ammeter. So that is also an example. Let me write it down. Electric current. Okay, electric current, voltage, anything that you are thinking now which can be measured, right? So the first thing is done, but it PQ is defined, is expressed as n into u. So this PQ, physical quantity, is expressed as n into u. So what is this n and what is this u? This n is numeric value. Let me just write it down a little big. Numeric value. Okay, so is this values limited to natural numbers, or is it or it can be anything? Yes, it can be anything, any value. It can be negative, positive, even a zero will work, any decimal fraction, basically a real number. Okay, so you have a real number in some, and this is some u. I will speak of that u now. That u means unit. So what is unit? If I had to give a lame definition for it, I would say it's a name, not necessarily a name or a word, okay? Name or a word with a certain value, okay? With value, I'll say. So you just visualize this. If I say meter, what comes to your mind? Okay, a meter scale, right? But I said a word, right? I said a word and you linked it with certain value. Okay, 1 meter is this much. Okay, you said that way, right? When I said a word, you linked it with a value. Like if I say 1 kg, yeah, you can link it with some mass, some amount of mass. It will be that heavy, right? So I say a word, you link it with a value. So any word with value is called unit. Okay, so examples of this might be your meter, kilogram, or grams, whatever. Anything like time. For time, you'll have seconds, hours, whatever you want to say. This also goes on. Every corresponding physical quantity will have a unit. So the two terms that I wanted to speak about are here on the board. You all can note them down. Now let us discuss about the types of physical quantities. So let me write down the topic: types of PQs or physical quantities. So they are of three types. First is fundamental physical quantity. Second is derived physical quantity, derived. And third one is supplementary. Okay, so we will discuss all of them in detail one by one now. So remember that there are three types of physical quantities: fundamental, derived, and supplementary. So let us discuss them one by one. So what is fundamental quantities? So by definition it says that any, no, not any, physical quantities that does not depend on other physical quantities. So they are independent physical quantities. They does not depend on other physical quantities. Like one fundamental physical quantity will never depend on other. So they are, so this says they are independent. This point says they are independent by definition. And second feature, this is a feature I'm stating. Second feature is all other physical quantities, like whatever, all of the physical quantities that are in physics can be derived from these physical quantities, right? So let us frame that down. So it can express all other physical quantities. It can express all other PQs. So all other physical quantities, whatever it might be, you can express it in the form of fundamental physical quantities. So these are basic quantities wherein you can express all other physical quantities. You'll come to know when we'll speak of those. There are actually only 7 fundamental physical quantities. You can picture that. So just 7 physical fundamental quantities, and they can express all other physical quantities. So let us write those 7 down. 7 fundamental PQs. Let us make a table. So here we will write the fundamental PQ. So fundamental PQ. Here we will write its unit. It will obviously, every physical quantity has a unit, so it will have a unit. Here we will write the unit, and here we will write the symbol. So each unit has a symbol, like for example meter. Meter has a symbol small m, right? Kilogram. Kilogram. It has a symbol kg. K and G, right? So here we will write those symbols. First physical quantity is length. Fundamental physical quantity is length. There are 7. Let us write them down. Length. So length has a unit meter. METRE. Meter. So what is its symbol? As I said, M. Okay. Second is length. You can say second is mass. It has a unit kilogram. Kilogram, and the symbol is kg. Third one is, can you guess? Time, of course. So unit is seconds. We measure time in seconds. Other units are also there, but these are the SI units. Okay, these are SI units. They had a big conference in 1972, and they have definitions for all these 7, which I'm going to state later. All these 7 SI units, each one has a definition. So we'll look into that. So this is second. So this is S. Length, mass, time. We'll say electric current. Electric current. So it is also fundamental. You cannot express it in some other form. So electric current has an SI unit ampere after the scientist. So ampere, it has a symbol capital A. Okay. So these are 4. Let's write the fifth one down. Fifth one will say amount of substance. This has a unit mole and a symbol MOL. So you write MOL. You drop this E and MOL. So it has a SI unit MOLE and symbol is MOL, mole. Sixth one is thermodynamic temperature, or you can just write it as temperature. It's a fancy name, thermodynamic temperature. You measure this in Celsius? No, no, no. It's Kelvin. SI unit is Kelvin. Of course, you can measure this in other units as well. Like you might say, what if we measure length in kilometer, right? So yes, you can measure, but these are SI units. They fix something. The conference held in 1971. So this is Kelvin. They fixed Kelvin for temperature. So it has a symbol capital K. Now the last one. What is the last one? Luminous intensity. Intensity is brightness. Luminous. It's difficult to write down. Intensity. Okay. Luminous intensity. It has a unit, SI unit of candela, and its symbol is CD, small, both small, CD. So I want you to note this table down and remember it. You should remember uh, all the quantities there, fundamental quantities that are here, along with the SI units and along with the symbols of the SI units. Okay, so length meter m, mass kilogram kg, time seconds s, electric current ampere a, amount of substance mole mol, okay, thermodynamic temperature Kelvin K, luminous intensity candela CD. So let us now try a question with the very little knowledge we have. So let's say, which of the following has an SI I'll say, okay, is SI unit of fundamental physical quantity. So I will give you options. You have to select the one which is an SI unit of fundamental physical quantities. The options are capital M, B is small l, C is small t, I'll say, and D is CD. Okay, try it please. Try it. Pause and try. So those who have remembered the table will easily mark it within 5 seconds. It's CD, right? None of this appear in the none of the others appear as SI unit as a symbol of any other fundamental quantities. M we don't have, capital M, small m we have for meter, L there is nothing, L so even T we don't have. Only thing they have increased the level like just a little by giving you the symbols and not the words, right? They have not given meter, length and all, everything. Okay, so they have given symbol, and this symbol is candela. CD, if you remember, is for candela. It's for luminous intensity. And trust me, this is a BitSat 2020 question. So easy, right? Let us now discuss about the second type of PQ, which is derived. There were three, right? Fundamental, derived and supplementary. So we are here at the second type, which is derived. So this by definition, it's easy to state, physical quantities that can be derived from fundamental physical quantities. We'll understand this with an example better, but you can say that derived are those which are derived from fundamental. In the second point of fundamental, like the features of fundamental physical quantities, we had said that it can express all other physical quantities, right? So reverse stating it, it becomes the definition of derived physical quantities, like physical quantities that can be derived from fundamental quantities. And the second point that we had discussed was fundamental quantities can be expressed, uh, can express all other physical quantities. So let's understand this with an example. What if we choose speed? Okay, speed, you might have known this as distance upon time, right? Distance upon time. But what is distance? What is distance? Okay, distance is length, right? So I'll just say it as length. Okay, distance is length, and let time be time. Okay, time is time, right? You cannot break it. So this is also a fundamental quantity. If you see, length was a fundamental, one of our fundamental quantities, physical quantities. I'm dropping the word physical again and again. Okay, so anyways, doesn't really matter. Length is a fundamental quantity, and this is also a fundamental quantity. So you can see that speed can be expressed in the form of two fundamental quantities which are divided, right? So this becomes a derived. So this can be derived from fundamental. These both are fundamental, and speed is derived from it. You can see that both of this, length and time, are fundamental PQs, and from this you have derived speed, right? Interesting. Let's speak of more examples, because examples will make clear this. Okay, so let's speak of acceleration, if you know. So it's actually, let's speak of average acceleration. For those who have studied extra, and they'll write there in the comment box, this is not that and whatever. Anyways, so we'll say it's um, change in velocity by change in time, right? So let's assume that initial velocity was 0, that this is, you'll know the formula this way. So initial time was 0 and initial velocity will also take as 0. Doesn't really matter. The difference of two velocities will only give you a velocity. If you add and subtract two quantities, two same physical quantities, okay, velocity, speed plus speed or speed minus speed, will obviously give an answer which is in terms of speed, right? So we'll treat it as that way, because we just want to know if the quantities are fundamental or not. So velocity, no. Okay, I wrote u by mistake, sorry. It's a t over here. Time is fundamental. Okay, we know that. Time is fundamental. What about v? No. But what is v? V is also like speed, but it's a vector. Anyways, here it will work. So we'll say it's distance upon time. So distance, we said it is length. Here also time. Here also time. If you see, all of these three are fundamental physical quantities, right? So this average acceleration, you can write it in the form of fundamental physical quantities. You have expressed this average acceleration as in terms of fundamental quantities. Okay, so we saw it for acceleration as well. This can go on and on. Like, you can think of any, you can try for yourself, you can think of any physical quantities which are not among those seven, right? You can choose anything which you know in physics, not among those seven fundamental physical quantities, and you can try it yourself. Let's do more. We are gaining interest in it, so let's do more. Okay, we spoke of acceleration. Now let's go to force. You might know it as ma, though it's okay, I won't speak of it now. F equals ma. So okay, so we want to know about force, whether it's derived or not. It will be derived actually, so let's see, let's prove it. So m is m. We have seen acceleration last time, it was L by t square. If you don't remember, let's do it again. So v by t, we had got change in velocity by change in time. So velocity is nothing but distance upon time, so time. Mass is fundamental, length is fundamental, time is fundamental. This is time is fundamental this time. So you have expressed force in terms of fundamental quantities, so it also becomes a derived physical quantity. You can go on and on, really, there is no end to this. You can think of anything, as I said. Now, what more example can we choose? Work, okay, chalo. Work. It's force into displacement. Oh, why did I write force? Force was ml by t square, something like this. Okay, if you don't remember, let's do it again. You write as m a, and displacement, it's like length only, but not distance. Okay, it's like length only, so you can write it as length, shortest distance between any two points actually. Anyways, we just want to compare, who cares. So this was velocity by time again, and you can split, see that as well, length by time square. So this is L, so you get m L square by t square, or you can write as m L into L upon t into t. All of these are fundamental. So work can be also expressed in the form of fundamental physical quantities. It is also a derived quantity. You can think of anything. Let's try something difficult. Let's say voltage or potential difference, if you have heard it that way. Okay, so voltage, you can say that potential difference at a point will be given by the work done in bringing the unit charge to that point. So work per unit charge. Okay, this is the formula. Don't worry if you don't know, we are just proving things. Okay, no worries. You can note it down if you didn't knew the formula. We have already seen that. Now I won't do it again and again. We have already seen that work is derived. Okay, this is derived. So it has fundamental quantities in it. If you want to know, it was somewhat this way when we derived it back. If I made a mistake, please forgive me. Okay, so Q. What is Q? Q is charge. But you might have known that electric current is expressed as I is equal to Q by T. So rate of flow of charge, dq by dt. Anyways, does not depend. So you can see this as IT is equal to Q. And look, what is this? What is this? So IT, so IT, I'll write. These are fundamental. You have already seen it in work. And see this, and this fundamental. I is electric current, which is fundamental. T is time, which is fundamental, right? So even voltage is a derived physical quantity. Anything out of those, except those seven, you can write it as derived physical quantities. You want Do you want me to try more examples? Voltage, what else can we speak of? Kinetic energy, if that's your favorite. If you know it, half mv square, very good. If you don't know it, no issues. So we have a half is a number, doesn't really matter, so number won't change anything. So here we learned something. Okay, number won't change anything, because we have to compare just if this has a fundamental units in it. Okay, mass is fundamental, right? This is fundamental. Okay, and velocity square, oh, length by time, the whole square. ah Easy. Okay, this is mass, this is fundamental, length is fundamental, time is fundamental. So it can be expressed from fundamental quantities. So kinetic energy is also a derived physical quantity. You can try more if you want to, but I will end it now. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, you can try for, okay, I'll give you for trial. You can try it for okay, you can try it for anything. You can try it for potential energy. You can try it for surface tension. If you don't know what it is, just leave it. Force by length. Okay, simply you can try it. Try those for this, and you can say that these are derived too. Okay. Before going to supplementary physical quantities, let's discuss the SI units of derived physical quantities. So what did we choose first was speed. Okay, speed. So speed was, we found it to be length by time, stating it in the form of fundamental quantities. So length is measured in meters, and this is per second. You can bring this second up and write it as meter second raised to minus 1. Okay, so it has an SI unit of meters per second symbol. Okay, these are derived now, so it won't have a uh, special unit as such. They will be in the form of fundamentals only. Some might have, because they are named after the scientist who did research in those cases. So okay, average acceleration, coming back to it, was velocity by time. Velocity, like speed, is meters per second, and this is also second. So when we get this up, so meter raised to second minus 1, I'll say, and here also we have second. So meter raised to meter per second square, you can say, or else it will be better for you, or meter raised to meter second raised to minus 2. Okay, so this is derived from those fundamentals. Again, let's go to force now. Force, we said for now it's ma. So m is length. No, this is not meter, this is kg. It's mass into acceleration. Okay, and acceleration we have already found, so we'll write it as meter per second square, or you can also write it as kg meter per second raised to minus 2. Whatever is below, you can bring it on top with the, it has a power 1, so you just put a minus sign. It's basic maths, exponents and powers. Yeah, force done. Let's go for work. This is also named as Newton because he did research in them. The symbol is N. So kg meter per second square is Newton, N. But if you don't remember, no issues. As you learn more and more chapters, it will be obvious, very obvious. So now it's not of much importance. Force into displacement work. Now we found force here, so we can replace that kg meter per second raised to minus 2. I have replaced this. And displacement, I said it's like length, so okay, we'll say it's m meters, not mass. So kg meter square second raised to minus 2, and this also is named after a scientist, so it's called Joule. No worries if you don't know, the symbol is J. So you can write all the derived physical quantities in terms of the fundamental. In the it is written as the symbols of fundamental physical quantities. You can see that some might have a special name owing to those scientists who did research in them. So anyways, force work is done. What is next? What did we do next? Work. After work, play. Work, and then we did, let me check, charge. Okay, charge, this is a good one. Charge. Okay, charge, we found it as it not it. So I is current, t is time, I is current, so current, ampere a, it is also a name of the scientist, by the way. Time is seconds. Okay, so as q is equal to this is correct. So ampere second, so, or it is also named as coulomb after a scientist. You don't need to worry, this will come when you learn more and more afterwards. No need to worry, you can now remember this, not remember, but you can see it, you can derive it anytime. Charge, let's go for potential, PD, potential difference, or voltage, whatever term you know. So as we had said, it's W by Q, work by charge. We have already seen it for work, it's kg meter square second raised to minus 2, mass into acceleration into displacement. Yeah, so divided by charge is this thing, so as. Okay, so this whole thing, if we have to write it in numerator, everything in numerator, it will come as second raised to minus 3 and this a raised to minus 1. So this way, this is something very weird. So in practice it is called volt. It's given a name volt. Unit was a name, right? Very first we spoke of unit as a name or a word. So the word given here is volt. No need to worry, as I said, it will come by practice only later. As you learn more and more chapter, it will come intuitively. It's easy. For now, you remembered how they are derived, how to write it in form of fundamentals. What else can we choose? Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy half mv square. Okay. So we have kg. Okay. I'll remove this half. Half won't make any this thing. Okay. So kg I'll say. Velocity was, I'll write it this way. Okay. I'm working it smart. Meters per second square. So kg meter square you can write second raised to minus 1, and this 2 second raised to minus 2. Understood? No, what I did? I did kg meter second raised to minus 1, and then this 2 I brought it in. Okay, then I got this. Okay, so kinetic energy done. This is also, if you see, like work only, right? Work had the same thing. Energy and work are very closely related. We'll come to that in chapter 6 or 7, I guess. 6, I guess. So this is also called joule. Joule. No need to remember now. Okay. So you can try for all other the derived quantities. Try it for potential energy. It will be joule as well. Okay, I'll show you that. Energy, any energy will should have same unit, right? Anything, any energy, any sort of energy will have the same unit, right? One energy cannot be in joules, and some energy cannot be in meters. Okay, mgh, mdh, mgh. So m is mass, which is kg. Don't confuse this with the meter, please. I've seen many doing that. G is what? G is what? Acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration. Not to worry. H is height. M. Oh. Did you notice that? Kg meter square plus into second raised to minus 2. So this is also like work or potential energy or kinetic energy, which is also joule. So no need to worry about these names. I am repeating it again and again because I don't want you to be stressed about those names. Those names will directly come to you when you are done with all of your chapters, right? So that's all, I guess, from derived quantities. You can go ahead and derive as an exercise all the units of other physical quantities, derived physical quantities, except those 7 and the 2 which I'm going to mention now. So coming to the last type of physical quantities, the third type which I spoke of is supplementary. These are special, I said. Okay, these are special. Supplementary, I'll add a star over it, asterisk, whatever. So we'll make 2 columns. Here we'll say SI unit, and here we'll say the supplementary quantity. We didn't make this for derive because there are many, we can go on and on, so we didn't care about this for derive. Let's speak of this. Yes, so here we have 2 things. One is angle, and it has a unit of degree. No, radian. This SI people decided. I didn't decide. Okay, and second thing is solid angle. Only 2 we have. Solid angle. Steradian. I think I need to check the spelling. Let me check the spelling. I think it is right. So these are two supplementary physical quantities. PQs, you can say. So angle, what is an angle? Who doesn't know an angle? This is an angle, right? Let's call it theta, a Greek letter theta. So this is an angle. This is measured in radians. You will know more about this in your maths classes later. So not in degrees, it is measured, can be measured in degrees, but SI is radian. Okay. What is solid angle now? Solid angle is a angle in 3 dimensions. If you take a cone, right, ice cream cone, okay, that you take, so at the bottom it will have some angle, right? It is 3 dimensional angle. The angle is 3 dimensional. You can see that it's kind of that angle. It has covered all the 3 dimensions. So an angle in 3 dimensions is called solid angle. So it has an SI unit of steradian. So let me draw that cone in 2D for now. That way, this angle. This is in 3D. I'm just drawing it in 2D, but it is in 3D, and that angle that you can see is the solid angle. Okay, so that's all, I guess. I have to speak on something. Just in case you want to know about the formulas, I'll say, okay, so this theta, will say this is theta and this is alpha. Both are Greek letters. Don't worry, you'll learn Greek by the time you end physics this year. Okay, theta is, suppose it's an angle in a circle. Okay, nice circle. So it is defined as this length. This is called an arc. So length of the arc, I'll write it full. Length of arc divided by the radius at this distance. Anything, both will be r. So I'll write it as radius, or length of the arc divided by that r. R can be anything, right? Not necessarily a radius. If it's just a piece of pie or pizza. Okay. And for solid angle, the formula becomes, can you guess? This area, this whole area, it will be a, if you put ice cream on it, that area, so solid angle will write solid angle area. So mostly we write it as a delta S. Don't worry, nothing more. And this distance, we'll say it as L. For L square we write. Okay. So my question is, why are these two grouped separately? Why are these two grouped separately? Why not they are grouped in fundamental, and directly said we have 9 fundamental quantities. Why not? So that's why the reason they are special. You can go ahead in the comment box and type in the answer. If you type the correct answer, you'll receive a heart from me. So those who don't know, don't worry, we'll come to this in the next lecture very soon. So for now, remember this. I think I'm done with supplementary physical quantities. Now let us discuss the final part of this lecture. It is SI prefixes. Let us draw a table now. Beautiful table. Prefix. And here you'll have, I'll say here we'll leave it a blank, and here we'll call it a symbol. Okay, so there are certain prefix given to powers of 10, like power 10 power 3. This is 1000. So you know that if you measure in grams, okay, the weight in grams, and you have learned in your previous classes from the ages that you have been a kid, so that 1 kg is 1000 grams. You can also write it as 10 power 3. So this k, no, stands for kilo, right? Kilograms. 1 kilograms is this many of grams. This kilo is a prefix. It comes before the word grams. Okay, it comes before, even in symbol or even in words. Kilogram. So this has a certain value. Okay, this word is 10 to the power 3. Okay, so this is what meant by prefixes. This is a basic idea. Not only kilogram, you have also learned kilometer. It is also the same thing. 1 kilometer is 1000 meters, right? So let us learn some of those which are important for your physics this year. So we'll begin from the bottom now. Let's go for pico first. Pico, this will come in your class 12. For now, you can visualize it as I'm speaking of. You can put any quantity in front of it. You can put picometer, you can put picogram, pico, anything. So you just keep one quantity in your head. Okay, any fundamental you pick. Pico, whatever. So this is 10 to the power minus 12. This is very much. If I go on doing it, it means 0 and you have 12 decimal places before that one. Okay, I'll do it for some a bigger number. This will be a problem for me. Okay, pico, I'll give you the symbol. Pico is symbol has P. Let me check it once. Yes, it has P. Then let's go to pico, then 10 power micro. Let's come to micro. It is 10 to the power minus 6. Even this is very small to show you. I'll show you for milli. Okay. Okay, so micro is 10 to the power minus 6. You write it by a symbol mu. This is also a Greek letter. You're learning Greek. Okay, not physics, Greek. 10 to the power minus 6 and mu. Okay, I'll show you this now. Next means, now I mean next. Milli. Milli. Okay, millimeter, micrometer, picometer. You are imagining, no? I hope you are doing it. So this is 10 to the power minus 3. I'm skipping. There are everything, like for everyone it begins from very 10 to the power minus 15 and goes to 10 to the power minus 23. I am speaking of only those which are important for you, or those which I know. Anyways, coming back, 10 to the power minus 3. So this has a symbol m. You might have written millimeters this way, mm. This is meter, this is for meter, this is for millimeter, right? You have done this. Milligram, for example, milligram, they write it this way. This is milli, this is gram. Okay, now okay, I'll show you this. What does this mean? This means 3 zeros after the, not 3 zeros, 3 decimal places after the decimal. So this is the value that we are speaking of. 10 to the power minus 3 means this. Write it down. 10 to the power minus 6. So you have 1, 1, 2, 3. 3 decimal places here and here. And after that you have a decimal. Okay, so this 3 means it is before. It is to the left hand side of 1. You have 3 decimal places before it. If you go to positive, it will be easier. Let's go to that. Milli, then let's go to centimeter, not sentimental, centimeter. 10 to the power minus 2. So as you know, it is 0.01 because 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, and after that you have a decimal point. Let me write this properly. This meter and millimeter, milli, it's for milli, and centimeter I won't say, I'll say centi. So C, you might have written measurements as centimeter. This C was for centi and this M was for meter. You can even go for grams, but you would have not usually seen this. You can go for anything, right? It is just a number, right? If you want to express it in that way, you can go ahead and do it. Centimeter. Let's go to above. Let's go to positives now, means bigger numbers. Centi, then what can I think of now? Kilo. Okay, kilo, as I spoke of it earlier, you already know it, 10 power 3. So whenever it's positive, you just it's equal to the number of zeros. So 1, 2, 3 zeros. 10 to the power 3 means 3 zeros. This is your basic maths, exponents and powers. Kilo, anyways, coming back, kilo. So this probably would have seen in kgs. Kg, this, so this K was for kilos and this G was for grams, and even you can say kilometers. So K was for kilo, which represents 10 to the power 3 of meters. Okay, why are we doing this? Why are we like, why have this meter is in SI unit? Why do we have to go into kilometers? And because it is not really convenient to say, like if I ask you for distance of my house to your house, you will not probably say it in meters. It won't give me an idea. We are used to see distances in kilometers, right? Means long distances we see in kilometers. We cannot keep anything in meters. Like if I want to see moon from here, right? Moon is so far and I cannot say the distance in meters, right? So we need something. Even we can go to 10 power 15, as big as that. It all of them has SI prefixes, but you have to learn only this much. This much is enough for you. And one more, okay? Okay, not so much important, but I'll say it's M, capital M. See, all these, the bigger ones, no? These are capital letters and these are small letters. This is Greek anyways, but these are small letters which are in negative. They are small letters and these are big letters, capital, uppercase, whatever. So this is 10 power 6. Why am I writing this way? So it is mega. Not so much important. If you want to say mega, meter, usually your signals, your frequencies are in this range, megahertz, your FM radios, in that way. So it will come in 12 standard actually, but for now you can remember milli, centi, kilo, and I think micro. Pico also you'll have in 12 standard. Okay, this much are enough. So you understood why we did that, the reason for doing it, and what you have to remember this, okay, along with the symbols. Because if you write it certain, if you got 2.3, you measured something and you got it in terms of picometers, it's 2.3. Instead of writing it as 10 to the power minus 12 into, of course, meters, you can write it as 2.3 into 2.3 picometers, right? So directly you can write PM. So I suggest you to remember these symbols as well. Yeah, that's all you can note and remember it. Just a last thing, okay, I won't burden you a lot now. So the last thing is, I told you I will tell you that the definitions of the SI unit, like the meter and all, they all have a definition, right? So I will just define a meter over here. This is actually not an um, important topic as such from exam point of view, but if you want to go ahead and read it in NCERT, you can, NCERT or any other book for that purpose, you can surely read it, the definitions, but these are not important for from exam point of view. So meter, I'll just define a meter, that's all, and I'll end the class now. So meter is distance traveled by light in 1 upon 29979. Okay, okay, 29979979245 seconds. So distance traveled by light in vacuum, I'll say, in vacuum in UUN. So vacuum in this many seconds. So you can picture that you go to vacuum, you go to space. For example, you start a beam of light. Okay, you go with a torch and you throw a beam of light, and distance traveled in this short amount of time. What is this? What is this special value? 299792458. So this is actually speed of light, if you know. So we approximate it actually to 3.8 for 3 into 10 power 8, which is 3. And as I told you, that many zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meters per second. But this is actual speed, not an approximation. 299792. Why do I write it this way? 792458 meters per second. So this is speed of light. Okay, so what you do, you go to the space, you start a beam of light, and within this many seconds, this is a very short time, and the light travels a certain distance in that time. So that you measure, and that is exactly 1 meter. This was for meter. Every of those SI units for fundamental quantities has a particular definition. You can surely check it up. So this much amount of precision it's given. So with that, I end today's lecture. If you made it this far, make sure you like the lecture and subscribe to my channel.